I'm feeling good.
Imagine, European nobles relieved themselves in corridors, behind curtains, and even on staircases. The Palace of Versailles, the most luxurious palace in Europe, was also the smelliest. Royal families lived among marble, filth, and urine. Chamber pots sat under their beds, and bathing once a month was considered too frequent. They feared water, believing that soap would weaken the body, and preferred to cover dirt with powders and perfume.
What was hygiene like in colonial America? People in the 1700s didn't keep themselves very clean. They didn't take full-body baths often and mainly washed their faces and hands. When someone had a troublesome tooth that needed to be removed, they didn't have access to professional dentists. Instead, they would seek help from various professionals like barbers, apothecaries, or even blacksmiths. New teeth were taken from poor individuals who were willing to sell their healthy teeth. Powdered wigs were a fashionable accessory worn by the middle and upper classes. These wigs, typically made from human or animal hair, required regular maintenance to prevent infestations of lice and other pests. Shaving one's head was a common practice to minimize lice infestations, but even wigs themselves were vulnerable to bugs. In colonial homes, there were outhouses, essentially covered pits dug into the ground, situated close to the cabin. If someone couldn't or chose not to go to the outhouse, they used a chamber pot. These chamber pots needed frequent emptying, and typically people disposed of their contents by simply pouring them out of a window or in the vicinity of the house.
Can't find your video, but this is an open letter to the lady who was telling white people that they don't wash properly. I don't think that you realize that what you're saying is not only wrong, but it's coming off as very mean girl energy. And not only mean girl energy, but mean girl energy combined with some racial stuff. Like, what is going on there? First of all, human beings aren't meant to wash up. Haha, look at that. See? Ooh, my eyeball's dirty. Aren't meant to wash up every single day their whole bodies. They're just not. That's how people get ashy. That's how people damage their skin. Yeah, of course you should wash your bits every day. That's a given. But do you need to wash your entire body? You don't.
I know you fucking
cannot tell me that you haven't skipped showers, sitting at home by yourself, binge watching TV and movies for 2 or 3 days. Girl, wash yourself however you want. Jeez.
This discourse talking about how white people don't know how to wash themselves is really fascinating to me, and so I want to share my experience about how I actually learned how to wash and what it looked like in my white supremacist Mormon household growing up. Now, I always had washcloths available to me. They were always under the sink. It wasn't really enforced or taught. It was always in the bathtub. And it seemed like there was just kind of like one in there, and then we'd change it every week. I was never touching it. I don't know if my siblings were touching it. I know when we were younger, we'd play with it in the tub, but when it comes to washing, the grossest thing that still grosses me out to this day thinking about it is how we would share bathwater. I had 4 siblings, we'd all share bathwater. When we were younger, it was either like 2 and 2 would go, or like after we'd each go in the last person's bathwater. The grossest thing was my older sister. We're 22 months apart. She sometimes would shower with my younger sister, and when she was like 9 or 10 years old, our youngest sister came to us and told us that, hey, there's yellow stuff in the bathwater. And my older sister tooted. And we're like, what? We ended up getting out of my older sister that she was peeing in the bathwater. Now, mind you, me and her are 22 months apart. We shared bathwater my entire childhood. I always thought we were clean until 2005 when I moved to Atlanta. White people don't talk about cleanliness. White people don't talk about cleaning themselves. White people don't talk about lotion. White people don't talk about their hair nearly to the scale that the black community does. I went there and I was dumbfounded by how much they held each other accountable to their appearances. Nails, hair, everything pristine all the time. And my mom, I felt like, was very much like that growing up, but it felt like this was like up like 10 notches. So that's kind of where I learned most of the things you should be doing, like moisturizing after you shower. I learned that in Atlanta.
If I say this the wrong way, I'm going to try and do this in the most politically correct and kind and sensitive way. I truly agree with this statement. I think cleanliness is cultural. Why? Because I think that people who are of a darker skin tone were hundreds of years ago told that they were dirty. Now, obviously that's completely racist and a terrible thing to say, but I think that it became embedded in that culture to always be clean and fresh, etc. You think about people of brown or black skin working in fields, working as slaves, etc. Whereas white people were never told that unless they were like of a lower class or like blue collar worker. I'm not saying I agree with any of this, and I realize that this is going to probably piss a lot of people off that I'm saying this, but I'm really trying to do this from the like most politically sensitive perspective. I think there's a lot of validity in this comment because when I think back to my parents are both white. My dad's British. My dad literally sometimes showered once a week. He's a 6'4" white British man. He's never been called dirty in his entire life. He's never been told that he was dirty. He's never been told that his skin made him dirty. My mom literally probably showers 2 to 3 times a week. I just think this is a really eye-opening comment, and I think that it's 1000% spot on. Just something to think about, that there's a lot more history and culture behind certain traditions and norms and the way people live and are raised. And it's also kind of really fucked. Okay, forgive me if I say this the wrong way. I'm going to try and do this in the most politically correct and kind and sensitive.
Well, you 100% failed at explaining it politically correctly. So instead of you just owning up to the fact that you don't wash your ass enough, you have to say black people wash more because we were told that we were dirty. No, sweetheart, it's called when you are dirty, you get into some water and bring some soap with you to get the dirt off. It's really that simple. So please leave us out of your lack of hygiene habits, sweetie, and just go ahead on and take a damn shower every day, Sunday through Saturday, at least once a day. That's what normal people do. Not just black people, normal people. Hope that helps.
I shower about twice a week.
I know you stink. I know you stink. Now, I shower twice a day. I shower in the morning before I go to work. Well, technically, sometimes I shower 3 times. I wake up in the morning, I take a shower, I go to work, then I go work out, come home, take another shower. And then at night, depending on what I'm doing during the day, sometimes I go outside with the kids, so I have to take another shower at night. That's 3 showers a day for me personally. But at minimum, I'm taking 2 a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. What do you mean you shower twice a week? I know you stink. I know you stink. I know you stink. And then that makes me wonder, if you have kids, I don't know, I did not go to your profile. I will not. I'm going to block you after this because that's disgusting and it has to be rage bait. Y'all all know how I feel about rage bait. But if you have kids, it makes me question, how often do you bathe your children? Are you going to say once a month? Are you going to say once a month? So if they're out in sand and in mud, do you leave them funky? Do you leave them filled with filth? This has to be rage bait. And if it is, you're getting blocked. Because what do you mean twice a week? That's disgusting. Y'all must be afraid of soap. Y'all must be afraid of soap and water. Next thing you're going to tell me you don't like drinking water. And that also tells me that you stink. I know you're funky. I know you're that person to where you walk in the room, somebody's like, "Oh, what's that smell?" Because you overspray your Body Works, your Bath and Body Works spray. I know you're that person. And it smells like alcohol because you're trying to cover up your funk. What's wrong with y'all? And it's always the usual suspects say, I only shower once or twice a week. Why is that? What is wrong with y'all?
Girl, into that white lady talking about black people got more hygiene because they were slaves and they was outside. So, of course, you know, the darker ones had to clean themselves because they was always dirty, and white people don't really have to do that. Girl! So, before slavery, in every other part of the world, what the fuck was people doing? See, we know you're of European descent, and we know how dirty it was over there, and the bubonic plague almost wiped everybody out because it was just so goddamn dirty. Everybody wasn't living like that. Everybody else had hygiene. Y'all the only ones that don't be having no hygiene, then come on here to make any type of excuse. No, ma'am. You said you only shower right now 2, maybe 3 times a week. Slavery not going on right now. So what they got to do anything right now? And black people still take showers every day. We do. You just wanted to come on here and tell us how dirty you was. And you wanted to be racist as shit and try to say something about black people. Girl, no, ma'am. The Moors went into Europe and taught them people how to bathe, and y'all know this. Stop it. You just a dirty bitch. And you don't care about hygiene. Almost every other culture has cleanliness about them, except for y'all. Like, but slavery though. Girl, shut the fuck up.
See what I'm saying when I say pick you a stereotype? Your platform is a lady on here saying that us people, that we wash 7 days a week because we're trying to wash the pigmentation out of our skin during slavery, and it's not because of rashes and smells and sores and things that could occur from not actually washing up, but we only do that because we trying to lighten up our skin in this day and age. Like, it's crazy how that's her reason for only bathing 3 times a week. And yet she want to sit there and correlate that with slavery, not because her ass just may stink, or she could get sores or get rashes on her skin, have some type of dermatologist problem. No, that's not the reason for her. Is we doing it because we trying to wash out pigmentation, and because we were slaves. When I say the stupidity be real, it really be real.
Why do white people come on the internet, and tell the general public, everyone on the internet, that they don't wash, that they don't like to use soap, that they don't think it's necessary to take a shower every day? Why would you come online and say something like that? And why are you getting mad when people are telling you that that's fucking nasty? I just saw a video of this woman. She was like, "You guys are being mean to the girl, saying that she doesn't wash every day. It's giving mean girl energy," or something like that. You're fucking nasty too. Because what is there to defend? How you guys? Yeah, it's mainly like white people who come on the internet and say, "I don't think it's necessary to wash every day," or I don't like soap. Like, I have not seen a black creator come on and do that yet. There's still time. But and then this lady said that it's not necessary for humans to wash up every day. I mean, it's not necessary for you to brush your teeth every day. Do you do that? Like, times have changed. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? It's not really. No, it's. And then this bitch had the nerve to say, of course, to wash your bits every day, like your armpits, your private areas and stuff. She said to wash your bits, but it's not necessary to wash your entire body. Bitch, why are you going halfway with the washing? You're already doing your bits. Do the rest of your fucking body. Like, it's not that hard. Like, why is it such a pain for people to get in and scrub? And especially, don't even get me started on the fucking legs. Like, these guys will bitch about taking a shower in general, let alone cleaning their legs, because the soap runs down and cleans their. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm just overall tired of you guys coming on the public internet and telling us that you don't wash up, and then getting mad when we get mad because it don't make sense at your big ass age, with AI and technology and every other thing in the world telling you to wash up your ass every day. You decide no, and then make it our problem when you tell us Don't tell us that you don't wash up. Just don't do it and we'll smell it, okay?
What I find interesting about this whole debate that white people don't bathe properly, which is really scary and really sad. Just a quick little fucking reminder. Natives of America, as well as most people of color around the world, except the white Europeans, which is a very small section of them, bathe like all the time. Spaniards, I remember watching, if you guys watch The Spanish Princess on Stars, there's a scene where her handmaiden, who was black or Moor at that point, and her queen that she's being a handmaid to, were like, well, I take my baths every day. And I remember the mother of England, who was helping her escort her into the castle, was like, oh, we don't do that. Don't do that. You will shower and bathe once a month. That is normalcy and disgusting. Just because you white don't mean you ain't got dirt on you. I hate to tell y'all this. But what I find funny is I saw another woman who I thought was on the side of, yeah, that's crazy that this woman only bathes twice a week. And she finds it crazy that other people bathe like every day. I thought she was on our side until I continued watching the fucking video. And it's like, well, no, human beings do not need a shower every single day. It's not for us. Speak for yourself. Now, I will say this. For me, I shower twice a day. Don't freak out. The reason I shower twice a day is because I work out in the morning. I'm sweaty. I am stinky after my workout. I'm not going sweaty and stinky to work. I will shower. Then I go to work where I'm walking around in the heat, in the sun. I'm touching other clothing that's not mine. It's my uniform for work that I change in and out of. I'm running around, I'm sweating, and I sweat a lot. Like, I'm just a sweater. So I'm going to go home and shower and clean. I have to be in my bed and be clean from the entire day. I got to wash off the day. The sun, the dirt that hits you. Like, even if you don't see the dirt on you, you have dirt on you. You have sweat on you. Now, while all y'all are freaking out most likely at the idea that I do 2 showers a day, I will not shower if, let's say, I'm at home and I'm sick and I showered maybe before I was like bedridden or whatever. But usually if I'm not sweating, if I'm not moving and I've been home all day and I've just been in bed all day, I'm not going to shower. I'm not causing a sweat. I'm not creating a smell to where I feel dissatisfied. I'm pretty clean. I haven't done any strenuous activities. So yeah, I won't shower. That's normal. That's fine. And I'm hoping that's what that lady meant. But honestly, you should shower every single day, especially if you sweat. Because the woman that's like, I only shower twice a week, it looks like it. Or excuse me, not twice a week, twice a week. It looks like it. When I watched her video, her hair looks greasy. She looks tired. And she does not look like she's moisturized. And the lady that did the other video, who I thought was on our side, I saw in her comments, she's like, well, if you shower every day, you're going to get dry and ashy. Bitch, that is what is lotion. What? That is what lotion is for. Did you think lotion was invented for what? Dryness, right? That's why when you get out the shower, you dry off. If you dry, you put lotion on so you stay nice and moisturized. And then you have a nice moisturized body that will not wrinkle so goddamn quickly because the sun has not evaporated it from you because you have moisture on your body. So children, people, shower. I don't know why this is this should not be a debate. And don't be like, well, black people and people of color were told they were dirty, so they, of course, are going to shower more. And, of course, they're going to use a washcloth because, well, they need to scrub harder. Let's take the racism out of that shit real fast, shall we? Because that's the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. White people, white supremacy has made y'all think that you are so supreme of a race that you do not need to bathe very often. The fact that I have seen comments from other white people, because this is mostly towards white people. I hate to tell y'all, we ain't targeting y'all. This is strictly with y'all. I have seen people who have been in the military. This one woman commented she had to teach her counterpart in the military how to bathe properly because her and this other woman were the only 2 women in this brigade. And the men around her were telling her, you need to help her. She is stinky. She had 5 children at home and didn't know how to bathe properly. That is a concern. No one is saying you need to scrub up and down using a loofah every 2.6 seconds, but bathe properly. 1, use Dial unscented soap. That is an bacterial soap. You use that first, then use a Dove soap to help with the moisturizing so you're not dry and ashy like that dumb other woman said. And then when you get out the shower, pat yourself down. If you dry, put some lotion on. It really ain't that hard. It ain't that difficult. It is not that crazy of an idea, people. Okay, my lovelies? I love you all. You all are beautiful human beings. We just want y'all to be even beautiful more human beings. Because when I tell you, I work in an amusement park from people all around the world. And I have smelt some smells. And I will say there's usually a subgroup of people who are always smelling disgusting. And I mean like smelling like wet dog, to the point where I'll have people around who are like, what is that smell? And I know who it is. I'll just say, it's that. So, bathe. It's okay, y'all. Don't be scared of the water. It won't hurt you, I promise. You're going to smell like roses. Don't you want somebody to walk past you like, ooh, you smell nice? Yeah, if you don't shower very often, just because you're like, I don't need to. Let's see how long I can go without someone smelling. Oh, best believe, baby, we can smell you. People are just too nice and too scared to say something. We can smell you. Okay? Now I'm going to leave you with that. Love y'all. Hope y'all doing good today. Me, I'm okay. Got some shit going on, but that's all right. We're going to get through it. I got through the work day, and now I'm about to go home after an hour and 30 minutes of traffic. But hey, we there. All right? Bye, y'all.
So to the white tea woman that came on here talking about she only washed twice a week, which is disgusting. I just want everybody to go back and watch 12 Years a Slave. There is a scene in that movie where the character Lupita plays, which she's played a slave, of course, where she went to another plantation to get soap so she can wash her body because the slave owners, the plantation owner's wife was not allowing her to wash her body because she thought that her being smelly and stinky will keep her husband from cheating on her and sleeping with his slave Lupita. I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to think about that. That is what she thought. I want y'all to think about that. Obviously, it did not keep him from being off of her. But they know the importance of washing their bodies. They just don't care. They just don't want to. Let's just be free.
Hey, y'all. So, I'm on this app and I'm seeing this whole thing with the white people hygiene 2.0, and it's been resurfaced again where white people talking about how they bathe. And I just saw a woman on here that said when she was growing up, they used to have to share bath water for all their siblings. Her sister was peeing in the water. They had one washcloth that they played with and washed around. I'm so confused. Like, this is weird. Okay. You know, I have siblings, and when we took baths, like, we had to clean the tub out between each person. Like, by the time my parents were like, you took a bath, you clean the tub, next person take a bath. They said, like, you got 3 kids, is tub getting cleaned every time. So, like, this weirdness, like, with we don't shave, we don't wash our feet. I'm seeing people out here talking about, no, they don't need to wash their feet. One girl said our feet are self-cleaning. Not washing legs, not bathing regularly, like, you're not bathing daily. I'm so confused. I mean, for black people, we don't even get on our bed if we got our work clothes still on. Like, we change our stuff because we don't want to have outside on our clothes. We don't go to bed without taking a bath because we're not going to get in our sheets dirty. And then we probably take another one in the morning. We're wearing lotion, you know, we're washing our feet. We have a separate washcloth for our body and our face. And I'm just so confused as to how people have gone along with their lives, like not bathing daily. And this is a big problem I used to have in books I would read, especially when there was white main characters. And the characters would be like going to work, and then they go to the bar after, meet their friends, and they go home at night, and they would get like right in the bed. And then may do with somebody, and then they just get up and go to work. I'm like, you've been at work all day, you done went to the bar, and you ain't washing before you get in the bed or do anything. Like, y'all just in the same dirtiness you was in all day. It's really freaking weird. And it really turned me off from these books because I would get so annoyed with the fact that the white characters really never did wash. And so it's kind of like, if authors are writing books and they don't put in any type of showering or cleanliness routines in it, and then now we see these TikToks, like, it's giving, no, y'all really don't bathe like that. I mean, and I'm not gonna say all, because I know people, and I know folks that definitely do this. Like, white folks obviously wash, but this is weird, and I need y'all to really clean yourselves daily. Please and thank you.
Hey, this is TikTok. This is absolutely not a judgment-free zone. Because what the fuck?
How many times a week is the average person showering? Because I understand you're only supposed to wash your hair like 2 or 3 times a week. And so I probably wash my hair once to twice a week. But then here's the kicker, and I don't want any judgment because it's a judgment-free zone, because this is TikTok.
Oh, I'm judging. I judge everybody on this fucking app because you can keep some shit to yourself. But go on, please.
I shower about twice a week.
2? Not like twice a day, morning, night. You mean Friday, Monday?
And look.
I don't want to look. That's disgusting. I don't want to smell you. That's disgusting.
I think I look fine. How often are we showering? Just like, can y'all be honest with me, level with me? Like, what am I? Do I need to fix this?
Girl, you know you absolutely do need to fix this. It's disgusting. Not only does your body produce more fucking bacteria because of the fucking heat, your body produces bacteria in general every fucking day when you sweat. Especially as a woman, you need to fucking shower every day because there's 1 week out of the fucking month that you fucking menstruate. So I can only fucking know what the fuck is. I don't even want to think about it. That's disgusting.
About white people hygienes, okay? They had one white woman that said that they don't take baths every day. You don't have to take baths every day. We'll do this. And another white woman hopped on there and said, stop telling people that, because they do have some white people that take a bath every day. I don't care who you are, okay, and what color you is. You should take a shower or a bath every day. Do you know how good it feels, okay, to come home, being wherever you at, shopping, working, wherever you at, to come home and take a shower or a bath and put on some good pajamas or some comfortable clothes and then get in your bed? But you running around all day long, sweating, all this, and then you decide just to take your clothes off and just get in the bed. I would feel like sand is on my ass. I would feel so dirty. Do you know that will mess up my sleep if I don't get in the tub? I'm sorry. Every day, you need to take a bath. Showers, whatever you do, before you get up in that bed and before you go to bed, I'm telling you, you need to take a bath. Now, have people probably, got them a shower in the next day, but don't make that a habit. You know what I'm saying? But you need to wash your ass every day. Every night, okay? After you come out the streets and doing what you're doing, wash your ass. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed. J-Lo.
First of all, human beings aren't meant to wash up. Haha, look at that. See? Ooh, my eyeball's dirty. Aren't meant to wash up every single day their whole bodies. They're just not. That's how people get ashy. That's how people damage their skin.
Do white people fight a shower? I'm not understanding. What's the point in fighting soap and water? You'd rather have dry skin than get diseases like the bubonic plague, scurvy. I mean, you guys literally came over to America dirty as fuck. You definitely need to be washing your ass. Online proudly talking about how you don't use a wash rag, talking about how you don't really take care of your hygiene, your hair, things of that nature. Proudly. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And at least wash your ass. And the thing is like, there probably are people who take time off from, washing their ass or something like that. To be out here proudly talking about it is weird as fuck. It is weird as hell. You know what I mean? Especially if you outside working in any field. You're sweating, you got dirt everywhere. Yes, you need to be washing your ass. I don't understand it. And it's always white people online, just specifically talking about how they don't take care of themselves. That shit
I have a message for the white people. Every 3 months or so, y'all come onto this app asking us, how many days a week should you shower? It's like clockwork. Y'all do it every 3 months or so. And every 3 months, we answer the question and let you know 7 days a fucking week. What I'm confused about is, if we told you 7 days a week 3 months ago, why are you coming back to ask us again? We didn't say 7 days a week for 3 months. We said 7 days a week for the rest of your fucking life. That should only be a question that you ask once you get an answer. Why do y'all keep asking the same question? Like, the days don't reset every 3 months, baby. It's always gonna be 7 days a fucking week. Like, I don't know how many times we can tell you the same fucking answer. At this point, you are afraid of water. At this point, you like being a dirty bitch. Because we gave you the answer 3 months ago. Like, this absolutely needs to be the last time we have this motherfucking conversation. If you have any other questions on how often you need to take a bath, go ask your mother. But given the fact that you're coming to the internet asking us, I'm sure that bitch don't know either. Just dirty for no fucking reason. That makes no sense.
Why I keep seeing videos of Caucasian women in particular getting up here bragging about how they don't wash their ass? What is that about? I keep seeing so many videos. I've even seen one come out and says that she was embarrassed because why do they keep making it seem like all of them do not bathe? Then I saw another one come up here talking about pinworms and lice and all of these other things that they get that we don't necessarily experience. I mean, like, I had like psoriasis or like eczema to that extent, but lice and ticks and all of that, we don't get those types of things. Then I just seen another man saying that they didn't wash when they went to boot camp or when they were in like the military. They had to be taught how to bathe. I saw another clear woman say that black women had to teach her. So another clear woman saying that black women should teach a wash your ass class. And you know, some black women was offended, like, why y'all keep thinking that we supposed to bathe y'all and be the mules and the mammies. And another clear woman came out and said, oh, black people are so hygienic because of slavery. Because of slavery. Sheesh. They really don't know that we civilized the world. The last few hundred years of history that we learn is not the beginning of our history. We've been teaching white people how to wash their ass. But what is this epidemic of them just not washing their ass? Another lady says she only bathe her kids once a week. Another lady says she only might wash up twice a week. Like, you don't get itchy? Like, just because you don't visibly see, like, dirt on your skin, like, you don't feel nasty not washing up? I don't know. Like, I need to wash my ass every day. And if I'm in the house and I probably go like a half a day, I will not go to sleep without hopping in the shower. Like, I like to bathe twice a day at the very least, but I could not imagine going days, weeks without washing my ass. And as a woman, you get your monthly, like, ew. Just ew. And if you're sexually active, you not wash, like, all right, I'm leaving. Spread love is the Brooklyn way, because what?
Okay, forgive me if I say this the wrong way. I'm going to try and do this in the most politically correct and kind and sensitive way. I truly agree with this statement. I think cleanliness is cultural. Why? Because I think that people who are of a darker skin tone were hundreds of years ago told that they were dirty. Now, obviously, that's completely racist and a terrible thing to say, but I think that it became embedded in that culture to always be clean and fresh, etc. You think about people of brown or black skin working in fields, working as slaves, etc. Whereas white people were never told that unless they were like of a lower class or like blue collar worker. I'm not saying I agree with any of this, and I realize that this is going to probably piss a lot of people off that I'm saying this, but I'm really trying to do this from the like most politically sensitive perspective.
So, from her logic, black people were told that they were dirty, so it's embedded in their culture to be very, very clean. Girl, come here, let me learn you something. Ancient African cultures, including the Egyptians, Zulu, and Moors, practiced varied hygienic measures, such as using natural soaps from animal fats and ash, employing bathing rituals, maintaining oral hygiene, with chewing sticks, utilizing plant-based materials for feminine hygiene, and developing sanitation system for waste disposals. So centuries before the transatlantic slave trade, before we were enslaved by Europeans, we were always clean, boo-boo. It has nothing to do with being told that we were dirty. As a matter of fact, The Moors, a Muslim people of mixed Arab, Berber, and other North African descent, are credited with introducing advanced hygiene practices such as regular bathing, the use of soap, and sanitation to parts of Europe. So we also try to teach y'all how to wash your ass. Y'all was even crusty to the Native Americans when y'all came over here. Y'all had such an aversion to bathing. Y'all disgusted the natives because they practice regular and thorough hygiene. So maybe do some research before you get on this app spewing that bullshit. Okay? Like and follow for more.
Figured out what it is that bothered me so much about the young lady who posted saying that the reason why black and brown people bathe so much is because they've been told historically that they're dirty and they work in the fields. Not just because it sounds overtly and covertly racist, but because it is further example of a demographic of people who refuse education of any sort, self-education, unless it is force-fed to them. It's just very disappointing that in the year 2025, with so much technology, with AI prepared to take over and make everything super simple, a simple "Hey Siri," all she had to do was look it up, ask a simple question. Why do some cultures practice different hygiene practices? Or why do black and African cultures bathe more? Simple questions like that. She didn't have to get on the internet and say bigly with her chest that the reason why black and brown people bathe more is because they were told historically that they were dirty. A simple AI question, Google search, would have yielded her the results that said that the Moors taught good hygiene practices to the Europeans because Europeans would not bathe themselves for fear of disease. And so sanitary ways of living was instilled in Europeans by people of African descent, not because they were slaves and people told them they were dirty, but because they've always been clean.
Never knew why white people had a certain smell about them until TikTok brought it to light. Y'all don't be taking baths. This whole time, I'm wondering why white people smell like some kind of wet dog, some kind of moldy clothes. And it's because y'all was not bathing. Y'all was bathing every couple of days, every couple of weeks. That's gross. In the black household, it's mandatory that you take a bath every day because cleanliness is next to godliness. And it's mandatory that you use a rag. If you're not using a rag, you're not scrubbing that dirt off. You're still dirty. You go out and about throughout the day sweating, hugging, touching people, sitting down in all these different environments, and all that stuff your skin is just absorbing all that stuff. And then you mean to tell me that you're not finna bathe all that stuff that you encountered? You're not finna bathe that off? Yeah, that's nasty. That's really disgusting.
I know a lot of you guys are thinking that these white people are getting online trying to rage bait us when they say that they don't bathe, but that's not rage bait. They're telling the honest to God truth. Those motherfuckers do not know how to bathe. Not only do they not know how to bathe, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the laundry situation. I remember there was a few guys and gals who I was in the military, for those who don't know. When I went to boot camp and then job training right afterwards, and I smelled the laundry. Like, do you guys use fucking detergent? Do you just throw it in on hot and say fuck it? So not only are you not washing your dead ass skin off your actual skin, you're washing your fucking clothes with no soap, and it's just mildew. It just smells like mildew on dead skin. These motherfuckers don't bathe. They don't know how to wash. The cleanliness levels are not that high. And I'm not saying that like I'm a super duper clean ass bitch. Like I don't participate in the cleanliness Olympics. That's just not my jam. But I will say I shower every fucking day. If I don't shower every fucking day, the day that I don't shower, guess why I don't go outside? Guess why I don't go outside? I just feel like to be in the military where they are paying for your fucking water and the only thing you have to buy is fucking soap, and they even give you a shelter with a shower and you choose not to use it, you're a dirty ass bitch. And then on top of the AIT situation with the guy smelling like fucking mildew, The bitches are nasty. Like, these white bitches will leave pads everywhere. They will leave their dirty drawers everywhere. They will go in the bathroom, leave blood on the fucking toilet seat. And I know you're like, well, how do you know it's the white girls? Because I have never been in a room full of black women where we all sit there and be like, yeah, that's acceptable. Because it's not. It's not. And then if you sit there and talk to some of these white bitches, they be like, somebody else has to clean it up. What? Like, they just under this assumption that because they go to establishments where other people work, it's their job to clean their blood off the toilet seat. It's so wild. It's so fucking wild. They're dirty. I'm sorry. Until I can prove otherwise, I automatically assume
Crackers,
you don't.
can we please stop telling people that we don't shower? Because some of us do actually shower once a day, sometimes twice a day.
Thank you so much, Sarah Beth. You are greatly appreciated for getting your people in order. Because I don't know why in the hell I never seen a group of people that wanted others to know that they stink all day. Like, I've never seen a group of people every other month, every other week, somebody that is the same shade as an iPhone charger get on the internet talking about, yeah, you gotta wash your legs. Oh, you only shower twice a week. Like, I'm like, what the hell going on? I know homeless people that find a way to get in a shower every single, well, maybe not a shower, but they got some water and something to wash up with. They might wash up with a rock and a little crack, but they still trying to take a shower. So Sarah Beth, thank you. The great white civil war is about to start and it's all over showers. Ain't that crazy with your dumb ass?
Funky monkey bastard. I will never understand why y'all are so afraid of putting soap and water on your ass. What, you think you'll melt away like the Wicked Witch? Come on, man. Anybody that's gonna get on the internet and try to defend not bathing, you a dirty son of a bitch. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. And we'll have the nerve to ask black folks, oh, what you do for your skin? It's so plump, it's so moisturized, it looks so nice, black don't crack, da 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 da. We wash. We bathe every day. Moisturize every day. Huh? You trying to get what we got, you gotta do what we do. Don't think you can just run out when it starts raining. Well, that's my bath. What? Don't think you can go jump in a lake with the eels and the fishes and the leeches and be like, oh, well, that's my bath. No bath today. Huh? That water not clean. You gonna clean them fish when you catch them. You need to clean your ass. And definitely don't think you can go jump in a pool. Oh, well, it got chlorine in it. That's my bath for today. You gotta wash the chlorine off your ass. Come on, man. Y'all really
Yo, white folk, come here. Look at this.
First of all, human beings aren't meant to wash up. Haha, look at that. See? Ooh, my eyeball's dirty. Aren't meant to wash up every single day.
You not? Who the fuck told you that? You don't supposed to wash your ass every day?
Their whole bodies. They're just not.
Wait a minute. You don't supposed to wash your whole body? And why you keep saying wash up? You need to use words like bath and shower.
That's how people get ashy. That's how people damage their skin.
White folk get ashy? Shit. We be ashy if we don't wash our ass. After we wash our ass, we moisturize. So if white folk wash their ass, they get ashy. If I was white, I'd be ashy. You supposed to put some lotion on.
Yeah, of course you should wash your bits every day. That's a given.
Your bits? What's that? Oh, that's your private area. You sure you washed that? You had shit in your eye. I ain't too for sure.
But do you need to wash your entire body? You don't.
You do.
And you cannot tell me that you haven't skipped showers sitting at home by yourself, binge watching TV and movies for 2 or 3 days.
I thought you was gonna say for a couple hours. Yeah, you be watching TV, binge watching for a few hours. You don't wash your ass. A few days? Boy, that's some stinking ass television watching. So how many times you wash your covers? Cause I know them motherfuckers funky. Cause if you ain't washing your ass, you wrapping up in them covers every night. White folk, is this true? Talk to me. We got to know before the potluck. Cause I'm gonna have to ask some of y'all to wash our ass.
I'm gonna try and do this in the most politically correct and kind and sensitive way. I truly agree with this statement. I think cleanliness is cultural. Why? Because I think that people who are of a darker skin tone were hundreds of years ago told that they were dirty. Obviously that's completely racist and a terrible thing to say, but I think that it became embedded in that culture.
This is what I'm saying. Ignorant white people's comments when it comes to things about culture are so deeply flawed that even when they're trying and thinking they're being correct, they're still wrong because their answers are rooted in more racism. She said that she thinks, not because it's a fact, that she thinks that cleanliness is cultural because black people who are and darker skinned people have it ingrained in them that they were called dirty. No, it's because we were just clean the entire time. Quite literally, the entire plague of Europe was because y'all were dirty as hell. There's actual historical context to the fact that the Moors and other cultures were bathing and doing things regularly, while most of the European cultures were just dirty as hell. And the fact that you come on the internet and ask people, hey, is it weird that I'm still dirty as hell in 2025, and then get upset? And you think it's because black people were told they were dirty so long, they have just accepted it? No, the problem is that you've been dirty the whole time, and your culture has somehow told you that it's normal. Instead of just realizing that dirtiness is how a lot of disease got spread. That's how when a lot of Europeans landed in other continents, most of those people died just from y'all being dirty as hell. These are historical facts. But every time someone comes on this comment like her, and they try to get it, they somehow still miss it because they're so deeply ingrained in their ignorance, they refuse to just learn basic facts. It sounds worse. You are dirty because you choose to be dirty. Other people are clean because historically that's how we did things, and normally you just clean yourself. You're choosing to be dirty in 2025 and thinking that it's cultural. That's weird.
Listen to this white man that always goes in on his own people. They always mad at him because he always telling the truth. Listen.
Need to say the truth. White people have never been clean. Not now, not ever. The entire history of Europe is a story of people refusing to wash their asses while looking down on everyone else. Let's start with the ancestors you worship so much. Medieval and early modern Europeans. People so filthy they were literally scared of water. They believed that bathing opened the pores and let in disease, so instead of washing, they simply wiped themselves down with dry rags and perfume. Imagine thinking water is bad for you while living in streets filled with feces and piss. Doctors warned against bathing, saying that it was too stimulating and would weaken the body. Instead, they told people to rub themselves with dry powders or just change their linens and call it a day. King Louis XIV of France, the Sun King, bathed twice in his entire life. Let that sink in. The most powerful man in Europe smelled like a rotting corpse dipped in cologne. Queen Isabella of Spain also bragged about only bathing twice in her entire life. These people ruled empires while literally festering in their own filth. You want to call other people savages? Let's talk about their hygiene habits, or lack thereof. They didn't wash their clothes. They just aired them out like letting filth touch fresh air was some kind of magical cleaning method. They slept in lice-infested beds and wore the same sweat-soaked, piss-stained clothing for weeks or months at a time. Queen Elizabeth I bragged about only changing her undergarments once a month. Her whole palace must have smelled like a backed-up sewer. Their mouths? A disaster. Europeans didn't brush their teeth. At all. By the time they were 30, their mouths were full of blackened, rotting stumps. King James I of England's breath was so bad, people would write him letters telling him how unbearable it was to be near him. Meanwhile, at the exact same time, indigenous Americans, Africans, and Asians were bathing daily, cleaning their teeth with herbs, and wearing fresh clothes. But Europeans pulled up smelling like roadkill and still had the audacity to call everyone else dirty. Let's talk about the cities you love to glorify. Paris, London, and Rome. These places were open cesspools. People threw their shit and piss into the streets because they didn't have proper sewage systems. London's Thames River was literally so full of human waste that it became toxic. In 1858, the Parliament had to shut down because of the stench, called the Great Stink, was so unbearable. Paris? Just as bad. The streets were covered with garbage, excrement, and dead animals. It was so bad that the air itself was dangerous to breathe. Meanwhile, at the exact same time, the Aztecs had running water, street cleaners, and aqueducts bringing fresh water into the city. So tell me again, who are the real savages? But let's not pretend this filth is just in the past. White people are still dirty today. You have to be convinced to wash your legs in the shower. Doctors are telling you to wash your damn feet because so many of you think that you can just let the water trickle down and that's enough. The 2020s exposed how many white celebrities don't bathe daily. Ashton Kutcher, Kristen Bell, Jake Gyllenhaal, all proudly claiming they don't shower unless they see dirt. White parents are still proudly saying that they only bathe their kids when they start to smell. Imagine raising the next generation of walking biohazards. You normalized wearing outside clothes to bed, spreading whatever germs you caught from the outside world directly onto your sheets. You go to bed without washing your hands, your face, or brushing your teeth, and wonder why your skin looks like a medieval battlefield. Meanwhile, Black, Latino, Asian, and indigenous cultures have always prioritized hygiene. Africans were using shea butters, scented oils, and natural soaps before Europeans even knew what soap was. Indigenous Americans bathed in rivers daily using herbal cleansers. South Asian and Middle Eastern cultures developed some of the earliest bathhouses, perfumes, and skincare regimens. Latinos are known for showering twice a day and keeping their homes spotless. And yet, white people still have the nerve to act like they invented civilization. The reality? You have never been clean. Your ancestors weren't clean, your great-grandparents weren't clean, your hygiene habits questionable at best. Hope.
Say, I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my, you say it. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my, you got it. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my body. I'm gonna wash my, I'm gonna wash my body. 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 I'm gonna show you how to wash your body down. First you get the soap, then you get the towel. Get a little bit of water, then you rub it in. Now you're all ready, so let's begin. Your face, your neck, your underarms, your arms, your torso, your private parts, your thighs and your knees, your legs and your feet. Gotta do it every day. When you're ready, let me hear you say, I'm gonna wash my body. 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 I'm gonna wash my body.